So in this foundering car video I will discuss should you go for the 595 Competizione or the 595 Turismo, if you could choose one of those. There's also often a regular 595 and the Turismo is a little bit above that with more power than the regular 595, and the Competizione is more of a dedicated performance type of car. So if you look at the differences between the Turismo and the Competizione, Turismo offers you more luxury accessories, so it's there to cover big distances in relative luxury, and the Competizione often has a little bit more of dedicated. So for example, the Turismo would come with leather seats and upholstery. The Competizione also comes with saddles, more sporting type of seats, so there are more hugging seats, so if you go fast around the corners, this is a benefit. Also, if you look at the suspension, both get upgraded suspension, but the Competizione has stiffer springs, so that also a little bit lower, so that gives you more direct feel, but of course also will decrease comfort levels. If you look at the horsepower, the generation that I bought, the 595 of the Competizione and the Turismo had the same 160 horsepower output, but in later generations the Turismo had 165 horsepower and the Competizione 180 horsepower, so you have a benefit on the side of the Competizione. You get an additional 15 horsepower and a little bit more Newton meters as well, oftentimes. But it should not always be the case. And why is this? If you look at the different versions, the Competizione and the Turismo have the same engine, and that same engine means that if there is a deficit between the Turismo and the Competizione, then it is because the Turismo is a little bit more detuned, and oftentimes the torque is at lower revs, so there the detune is not that proficient, so oftentimes therefore they have the same torque, only a little bit more horsepower at the top range of the Competizione. So in my opinion, if you are going for a very sportive driving consideration, I would say go with the Competizione in the hatchback configuration, so that's in purest form and also very sporty. If you do go for the experience and you want to also have the open 595s to 595C, as I did, I would go with Turismo. So the Turismo gives you still a little bit more comfort, which is nice if you do just want some nice touring. And also if you have a very stiff car, this is not something I would consider comfortable. And the Turismo is that you get a lot of added functionality, and even the horsepower deficit can be solved in the stage 1 tune. So you get more gains with the Turismo in the relative sense than with the Competizione, because it's the same engine. And also you could get oftentimes the exhaust systems of the Competizione also on the Turismo. So for example, on the Competizione of my generation, then you could have the Monza record exhaust as standard, but I got it also the same exhaust in the Turismo, so that's a thing to consider. Then you have and the sound and the comfort and the luxury of the Turismo, and they are equally fast after stage 1 tune. So that's what I would recommend. If you go all out sporty, then oftentimes the Competizione also has the option to get a limited slip differential, which I don't know is always available on the Turismo. Then that could be a good way to approach it. And also then you already have the saddle seats, etc. But then this could be a beneficial trade-off. But even if you want performance, you might want to choose the Turismo. Why is that? Because the Turismo is a lot cheaper than the Competizione. And for the money that you save, you can do a stage 1 tune and some other modification and have a faster car than a standard Competizione. So something to consider. If money is no object, of course, the Competizione can also be tuned the same way, and then you have some additional benefits as well. you might not need the luxury of the Turismo. Instead, you just want to have the sporting experience. Hope this helps. Foundry Car out.